Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. This is the January 22nd Friday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. And we'll start off, first of all, I want to show you some storm reports from the past 24 hours. And again, notice California and Arizona, severe weather reports, including tornado reports. And at least one of those reports in California was confirmed by the National Weather Service to be a tornado. And then you had another clustering of some severe weather through the Tennessee Valley into northern Florida. And had a pretty photographic tornado move through Huntsville. A lot of folks were able to catch that one on camera as it pulled through North Alabama. Now around here we didn't have any severe weather, but we certainly had decent soaking rain and a chilly rain. Temperatures in the 30s in the Piedmont all day yesterday. Even had some icing there in the northern foothills and into the mountains. Two storm systems clearly evident here on the water vapor imagery. First of all, our departing system, and here is our next one. This one's actually going to take a more northerly track, and we're going to get into a lot more warm air ahead of it, just ahead of it, as that system pulls in. So let's talk about it. First of all, today, the system departing, and we'll be left with a lot of lingering moisture, so some clouds, maybe a little light rain or drizzle at times, especially this morning. Then we get a dry day tomorrow before this system heads on in. And notice a lot of precip out here in the western part of the country, and that's going to, again, consolidate and head our way. You can clearly pick up our wedging this morning, that wedge of chilly air all the way down into North Georgia. Temperatures in the 30s in the Piedmont this morning, but you get just west of that wedge and temperatures much milder through the lower Mississippi Valley and back into the southern plains states. So let's talk about how things unfold. Again today, sort of a chilly day. It'll be a struggle to make it up toward the lower 40s in many spots, some spots staying in the 30s today. And a lot of cloud cover, lingering light rain and drizzle, especially this morning. And in the northern Piedmont, tonight you have to watch out as temperatures drop near or just slightly below freezing. Could be some slick spots on area roads early Saturday morning. Be aware of that. But Saturday, not a terrible day, but a lot of lingering cloud cover, and probably upper 40s for a lot of our high temperatures. Let's go out to Sunday, 1 p.m. Primary surface low at that point in time is a little north of Chicago. And notice some nice warm air advection ahead of that band of rain and thunderstorm activity here into our area. So it looks like we'll see maybe some showers Sunday morning, but the core of the rain will move in as we get into Sunday afternoon. And a very slow-moving band of moderate to heavy rain moves through then as we go into Sunday night, exiting as we get into Monday morning. And the whole system's out of here as we do progress through Monday morning. Now, as that system approaches, I mentioned the warm air advection. These are the dew points off of the GFS. And let's see if I can draw this here for you. This line right there, that is the 60-degree dew point line. So the air mass does try to get unstable right ahead of that band of rain and thunderstorm activities it pushes into our area. So for that reason, we do have a slight risk of severe weather put out by the Storm Prediction Center, running from roughly the Triad south through Charlotte, Columbia, down into southern Georgia. And this would be for Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. So that'll be something we watch. I don't think it's a huge severe weather threat. There'll be a ton of shear available, but the instability probably very low if we can get any in here at all. So we'll have to watch for maybe some low-topped thunderstorm activities that pushes through, and to keep an eye on that Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. All right, then we go on to next week. This is Tuesday, and a pretty decent push of some chillier air next week as we begin to head back toward a colder pattern. That's Tuesday, that's Wednesday on the GFS. Now, the 6Z run of the GFS is a little faster with this, but let me show you how the 0Z run looked. And it's been fairly persistent in indicating a weak low pressure scooting across, and that brings some overrunning precip here Friday into Friday night. This is actually 7 a.m. Saturday as the system's pulling away. Now, the operational run of the European is not at all in agreement. In fact, it wraps up a surface low all the way up into southern parts of Illinois. And that means a much milder rain-producing system here on Saturday of next weekend on the European. And but let me show you how the ensembles of the European look. Much different. In fact, it looks much more similar to the GFS than its operational run. So again, these are the ensembles for the European. That's the operational. Much different scenario there. And I think we may be seeing the European, with one of its known biases in holding this 500 millibar energy back too long in the desert southwest instead of kicking it out like most of the other modeling does. It might be right, it might score the coup, so to speak, and be correct, but at this point I would actually tend to lean away from the European solution, as it does not have a lot of support from other modeling, and it's right in the wheelhouse of one of its typical biases you sometimes see. So we'll watch that system. If the GFS solution is correct, could involve some snow somewhere across the region, but it's still way too far out for any type of confidence yet, but it certainly bears watching. And that's sort of the start of a more interesting winter pattern. Let me show you a couple of the indices. The PNA beginning to creep back toward positive here as we get into early February. Arctic oscillation begins to head down into the tank again as we get into early February, and I like to show you this chart, of course. If you watch my videos, I show you this a good bit. This is the European model on the left, GFS on the right. This is the average day 8 to 10, 7 to 10 rather, of the 500 millibar chart. And some encouraging signs here if you're looking for winter weather chances. There's that ridging going up in western Canada, ridging going up around Greenland as well. And that sure looks like, also notice the troughing still in eastern Asia. And it sure looks like we're heading into a pretty cold pattern in the central and eastern part of the country as we get into February. And notice both models still indicating an active southern branch of the jet stream. So encouraging signs here if you're looking for winter weather possibilities as we go into February. This is, again, off the 0Z run of the GFS, couple selected frames. This is out 0Z on February 1st. Pretty cold air around. And there's the next system moving through, taking verbatim. That's rain, but you get the idea. Active southern branch and some cold air available. And again, that active southern branch still there all the way out on the 5th of February with some cold air in the central and eastern part of the country. So, again, all signs to me still point to an interesting February forecast. We'll watch that system next Friday as well, or at least toward the end of next work week. The timing's still in question. So I think we are about to exit this midwinter thaw and head back toward a colder and maybe stormy pattern as well. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and God bless.